I guess the thing I'm struggling with, George, is where that money is tying the 14 positions to getting the IT money, because if I understand it correctly, you really made that connection because you are projecting a certain amount of salary savings you have to have by holding other positions vacant. I mean, it's not that you need the positions, it's that you want to have a certain number of positions vacant in order to have salary savings.
Well, it's been the practice of the department the last few years. We have a number of positions we've had to hold vacant, both for budget and savings, but also to fund these unfunded obligations, particularly in the technology area. That was the biggest component of it. There's others like terminal pay and things that are not funded, that are significant costs to the department that we have to fund internally. And because of that, we have 14 positions that we have not assigned. They're vacant positions, but not only they're not vacant in the various divisions. These are vacant positions that we've had to use the dollars for to help maintain and move forward our technology program. But we're going to reassign those by fixing this.
That's a function of the practice the department has had.
That's true. Under
the previous sheriff, what I'm saying is, and I told this to the previous sheriff when he was the current sheriff, I didn't think that was a good practice personally at the time, and I'm not enthusiastic about leaving the implication that we're going to continue that from that point of view.
And that's why we want to fix. The way we see this is fixing the budget so that those costs are properly budgeted for, which are technology positions and the support costs, so that we're not in the business of holding deputy sheriffs sworn positions that should be out in the field to pay for internal infrastructure components. And that's why, instead of asking you, quite honestly, for officer positions, let's fix this large unmet need of the department, and let's no longer have that practice of holding sworn positions.
Yeah, but that's been strictly a function of internal design of how you trace dollars.
True. But it also requires the funding of a $5 million technology program.
Well, it requires not budgeting for particular savings, not budgeting for not holding positions vacant intentionally to accrue savings,
yes.
Which is what the practice has been.
Yes, it has, and we want to.
And I want to. I mean, I don't know if anyone else cares about this or not, but for my part, I want to chop that linkage that you're making between IT money and
those positions,
and filling those positions.
I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
But that practice did start. It's ingrained in the department, and what I'm telling you is, rather than come to you and ask you for positions, what we want to do is fix budgetary components like that so that we can deploy positions that we historically have been held for that purpose, and avoid going into that practice.
I would urge ungraining it and saying just what you said a few minutes ago, which is, we want to release that money centrally so we can get to work doing what we need to do to get the business plan done, and we will be back to talk to you about the business plan.
Right, yeah, our agreement.
So in other words, this is the last time we hear about the linkage.
Leave it on its own terms.
That's true.
Leave the IT effort on its own terms.
Exactly, and we get it funded, and meeting middle ground here by giving us $800,000 now is giving us that half year's funding. We pointed out in our report back that there are ongoing support costs that we're going to spend money on. So we want to deploy those positions. We don't want to have to be concerned about trying to save those and continue that practice. So that's why we're asking for the full $800,000 now.
I had one other question for you all on this. The $800,000 is something you would contemplate with, or had contemplated with the business plan, would go to the sheriff's department. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry the sheriff is not here because I wanted to get him on tape for saying something he said to me privately, but maybe I can get you on tape. And that was to discuss the POP officers and the station houses. And
yes.
That is I talked to him in the last year and a half I've been on the board. There have been quite a few different commanders in
yes.
my offices, and which, just by common sense and also looking at the report that was done recently, is not the best management practice for having everyone know everything about their district. And Sheriff McGinnis indicated to me that would stop.
Yes.
And so I wanted to hear you say yes.
Well, I will tell you that the commander who have, it will be there for a while, needless to say, and but it is
And Morgan County speak here, and a while is?
Well, typically itself to the full 1.6, so we will be, again, the sheriff's commitment is to bring you a business plan mid-year. But at that time, we are also going to address the continued funding need once that business plan is before you. But I think we've clearly outlined in our report back that there are specific ongoing technology support costs that are real costs. We're going to spend that money because we have to. And what we don't want to do is, much like Supervisor Dickinson stated, is to use vacant deputy sheriff positions to fund those programs. And so we're asking for those dollars so that we can put the deputies where they need to be and no longer use them as a funding source for other projects.